Saudi Arabia and Iran are cooling tensions in the region, and that's a good thing for everybody. They are two very powerful economies and militaries that have a great sphere of influence in the region, so we have to listen up. Saudi Arabia is the louder voice leading the way of the other Arab nations to say that they want neutrality with Iran. Iran wants assurances that Saudi Arabian territory won't be used as a launching ground for any Israeli retaliation. They also have China to thank for this. Last year, China brokered a deal in which Saudi Arabia and Iran allowed their embassies to be set up in each other's capitals after they were shut down in 2015. And of course, the BRICS lovers and the fearmongers are saying, wow, Iran and China are turning Saudi Arabia against the United States. No. China is the #1 oil importer of both these countries, and they want to make sure that they have an undisturbed supply chain. Then there's the religious divide. Iran is the seat of Shia Islamic power, and Saudi Arabia is the seat of Sunni. Except both countries think that they are the true seat of Islamic power. Quoting from the same article, the choreographed message about them smiling and talking to each other shows, perhaps we aren't friends, but we don't need to be enemies. In 2019, an Iranian drone got through Saudi Arabia's defenses and actually damaged one of their oil facilities. This allows Saudi Arabia to have something called plausible deniability of any involvement towards retaliation against Iran or any of their proxies, because they don't want to suffer another maximum pressure failure like in 2019 when that drone hit them. And the Houthis have reduced their attacks significantly against Saudi Arabian interests over the past 6 months. Iran wants the Saudis to use their influence to pressure Washington to get Israel to agree to a ceasefire. And while all that's going on, the US has been bombing the crap out of the Houthis with B-2 bombers, which is something they've never done before. They didn't just bomb surface munition stores, they started getting underground bunkers. They conducted 15 strikes and hit 5 sites near the capital already. And now the region is concerned that Israel is going to retaliate against Iran by just attacking more Houthis instead of the Iranian mainland. Looks like things are going to get even worse for the Houthis because the Navy is able to arm and reload itself while still at sea. No other navy on this planet has been able to accomplish this, and the US just managed it. Earlier this year, there was a huge concern about the US naval presence in the Red Sea because the closest friendly port the ships could go to was 2,000 miles away. So every time they needed to refuel or reload, they had to leave the area, and the Houthis were able to conduct more attacks. But that's gone now since the US has mastered the transferable reload at sea method, also known as TRAM. This has exponentiated the capacity of the US Navy to project power anywhere for a sustained period of time, since they can keep firing the missiles as long as they need to without having to go back to port for replenishment. It's great for Saudi Arabia, phenomenal for world trade, not so good for Iran and their proxies, and I'm curious to see if it's going to lower the price of oil further due to lack of possible disruptions. And that cheaper oil will keep crushing Russia's dwindling oil revenues. I am the Geo Hussar, and remember, money goes where it's best treated. Thanks for watching.